All right, guys, back to the bay window. Well, I got to tell you, I think this is just fine. There's nothing wrong with that. This just makes it more fun. Well, I got it up that far, so let me see. Oh yeah, that works great. I think that's solid. Definitely, that's solid. I think we should just keep it that way. Just leave it like that because it's fine. It stays up. It's good. Yeah, we're good. On this side, we're kind of missing about everything. So yeah, we're gonna have to go ahead and put this side, assemble it all together. So I figured I'd do a video on this, even though I've never done it before. But usually I found that most Volkswagens are done the same way. So let's see if it is. We'll find out in a second. All right, so I already put this in. I found out that you have to put this in from the bottom up, this latch, and then you have to line up this thing in the same time. It was kind of difficult to do. And then on top of that, after you got this in, then you had to put this on right here, okay, and put this rod in the hole, and then do the clip right through that hole. So, because I've never assembled one of these, that's how that part went. First things first, I think I'm going to go ahead and put some grease inside this groove here. And what that'll do is just make it so that this thing slides a little bit better than it does right now. I'm not sure if you're supposed to do that, but that's usually how I do it. On these window regulators of all sorts. Next, I just went ahead and put the regulator in. Looks like it bolts up here, and down there. I think that's right. Then I think I'm gonna have to put the glass in after that. And then once that's all in place, then I can start putting this other trim on. This could go on first, I think, before even that, but I don't know. Let's try that first and see what happens. This one, of course, doesn't line up, and neither do those. Oh, wonderful. I'll show you a little trick. Alright guys, well this door is bent. So all this stuff's all bent in here, and I can't get this to go past where it needs to go. I don't know how that works. So I think the best bet is for me to take apart the other side and see I don't think that one's bent, so I can just see what I need to do, because this thing here is not going into place. The holes don't line up here, they don't line up here, they don't line up there. I'm pretty sure it's just the quality of the wonderful parts we have today, but it is hitting. I don't know if you can even see inside there, but there's a bracket inside there that goes down that's welded in, and it's conflicting with where it needs to be, because it has to be where that bracket is. So something's bent. See how this is curved? It kind of goes in, then comes back out. I'm gonna have to straighten this door. See how I don't know if you can see that, like that. It goes out, then it goes in. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm gonna take the other side apart so I can see what's wrong. This one was put together definitely with factory parts over here. We got Torx screws all the way around. Oh, great. All right, somebody had a great idea here. They decided just to put in half the screws. because then you have a little less weight, you know, so the bus goes down the road a little better. So it was a good idea. It didn't work very well, but yeah, they only had one screw here missing, one screw there missing, and these ones here have exactly the right hardware on them. You know, all that stuff. This one here's got, you know, it was tight. So yeah, I think this was fine. You know, somebody didn't try to cover this up or anything. You know, I was just driving it that way. It was fine. Oh, this one's loose too. Oh, look at that. That one's loose. How about that? Down in the bottom of the door was this thing here, which is nice. At least they left it there. But obviously, somebody probably was attempting to work on this and gave up at some point. So, let's take a look here. I think I need to take out the glass. I also need to take out, I think I've got to take this off. So, yeah, I think I just take this one out here, and then there's probably one up, something up here. Normally there's a couple screws on most Volkswagens, so I'm going to assume this one's the same. Again, never had a bay window. I don't think I have. It's been a long time. Didn't work on that many of these back in the day. So anyway, this whole wind wing's got to come out in order to get, I think, can't see how that thing's attached, but I need to get this out of here. I think just be able to even get this out. Well, maybe it does come out without it, but that's other side certainly wouldn't go together. And then this thing, little hose thing, goes in this little hole, slides in there, and that's not really a hose. That's for the part of the cable. So on this side, all I'm doing is what's needed. So I'm going to put the inner felt on, or the inner thing on, and then I'm going to see if I can save this, but I don't think I can. I think it's missing half of it. I think the other part that went down, somebody's just cut it off. So anyway, let's take this out. I put a screw in this a while back because it was hanging down. So it was not the right thing to do, but we did it anyway. All right, only a bit of butchery going on in here. So I just pulled down on this, pulled it out, and then it comes out the top. That's like the typical Volkswagen. And then these clips here, what holds this in. So I'm going to save those. They're probably better than the replacement ones. So you put those in place first, and then you put the felt in. And this felt is shot because somebody cut the end off. That goes all the way down into this thing here. Because if it's not there, the window has nothing to ride in going down. So it just went down so far and just started wobbling all over the place. Obviously, this thing hooks up in like that, and then screws in the face down here. So yeah, but I believe you need this out. I forget to at least get the glass out. So yeah, I was right to putting the glass in number 2. Put the regulator in, put the glass in. Kind of goes, I think, like a Beetle that way. I'm not sure. But anyway, now the glass can come out. You can take the glass out without doing this. Of course, you have to take everything apart. It goes in a specific order. And if you don't get it right, you do it again. That's what I love about working on Volkswagens, especially glass stuff, is so the first thing to go in the regulator, right? And then the glass, and then the wind wing, and then I think that's right. If I remember right, I don't know, it's been a while. I definitely haven't worked on a bay window in either forever or a very long time. So we got the regulator out. Let's see if the new one fits. Anybody got any input on that? I bet it doesn't fit. Oh yeah, they just go right in. Right. So look, if you just look at, okay, this is the new one on the bottom, right? This is the new one. I mean, look at how nice the bins are. Or is this the new one? I don't know. The new one's on the top, sorry. You can see how nice, look at the corners are bent. And then look at the new one. Okay. It's bent, and then that one's almost at a full 90. This one's like at a, I don't know, a lot more than that. VWs are super precise on stuff like this. They have to be perfect. So somehow I'm going to have to put this in there and bend it several times, put it in, take it back out, and it's you know, it's a jolly thing to put in place. And then take it in, put it in, take it back out, bend it a little bit, try and keep putting in until you get it to where it goes together. So that's kind of how Volkswagen parts work. All right, today. I mean, this is what you're looking at. The original one would have just went right in. It would have been bent correctly. It would have been packaged so that it would not get bent. And, you know, back in the old days, probably when I put one of these in, I'm sure I did back years ago, and it fit. This one doesn't. So, and it's very precise. It has to go. There's a little reinforcement bracket right here where my finger is, and it has to go around the outside of that and then still tuck up underneath this thing. I mean, it's got to be exactly bent correct. So you're gonna have to sit there and put it in, take it out, and put it in, take it out until this looks exactly like that. What I'm gonna try to do is I don't know, see this corner, how this one's really lazily slowly bent, and this one's more tighter. Okay, see that? I mean, it's got to be exactly the same. See how that one goes way over? So I have to sit there and bend those to make them look the same. I'm gonna try to do it first before I put it in, but then I look at this one here is tighter, and I mean, this sucker has to be perfect or it's not gonna fit. So anyway, I'll fight it out and I'll let you know. It could be an hour of just this right here, just playing with stuff like this on these Volkswagens. So I wonder why stuff doesn't fit. Wonder why people need to charge by the hour. I would not do this job without, you know, charging by the hour normally if I was a shop. So if somebody quoted you a price and said nope, it's by the hour, I don't do those by the job. That's why. All right, so I did finally get it in, but I'm not so sure about if that's going to hit the glass. I mean, I don't know. These cars are really particular, so I've tried to bend it out. Of course, you know, tweak this a little bit, doing that. I mean, that's the sort of thing you run into, guys. If you want it done some professional, then I'm definitely not the guy to do it, because there's just a professional tweaker. Right? Okay, so it's in there. Let's run the thing up and down and take a look. All right, we got to get the regulator down. Not so hopeful on this either. I've got greased it too already. I'll run up and down a few times with the grease in it. Kind of work that stuff around, because once you get the weight of the glass on it, alright, it feels like it's getting a little easier, so that's fairly good news, and hopefully this thing will line up. The next thing is, I think I've got to get the glass back in. So I'll put this in. Let me see. It was something like this. Imagine doing that with new paint. Just take the glass out for me. Okay. I will just take the glass out for you. All right. Don't ask me if I've ever heard that before. Oh, then I need to put in this other felt. Before I put that in, this has got to go in. So, and this is from Wolfsburg West. I would only get Wolfsburg West, maybe West Coast Metric, I don't know on theirs, but I would get one of the best brands you can of all these parts, because especially these, and usually what I'll do on these, even on most cars, is I will take the original wire clip like this here, and I will take the original one and I will install it on the new rubber if I have one. This one so happens that it doesn't have one, because you'll find this little hump here on the end is never enough to stay in place. So I'm sure that that's the issue also on the bay windows, and that's no matter where you buy it. So I like the original clips. There's nothing like the original parts, guys. There's nothing. Stuff we have now is terrible. And you know, like I said, these are the best ones. So with Windows, you just gotta pay the money for the good stuff, or it's just you're gonna end up screwed. So it looks like this is this side. So this one goes in next. I believe. I don't recall. Haven't done this one in a long time, so maybe I'll be wrong. Right, you guys remembered the little trick to doing these is you start in the corner and you have everything angled towards the corner. So what you do is you put it, so this way what you do, hopefully I can get this right, is you angle when you, I'm not going to get the right camera angle for this, that's for sure, but you stick it in the hole and then you utilize the angle of this thing, put it in, and then bend it this way, and what that does is it locks it in the hole and then you can release it. So it's not easy. These are really tough to put in. They always take a lot of time. Don't just figure you're going to blast out the doors in an hour or a day. Might be a couple days just to do the door assemblies. Come on. Talk to it. There it is. Got one. Get in the hole. And then use the leverage, because the one in the corner is the hardest one. I'll get the camera a little bit different here. It's raining a little bit. Not raining, just drizzle, but see if I can get this to work a little bit better for you guys. Maybe you can see when I do it here. Same thing, get it. Eyes aren't very good anymore, so I have trouble seeing the hole. Get it in there, kind of push on it. Got that one in. Sometimes it's easier to do this one first. That one came in. Beetle's the same way. go. The last one's always going to be the hardest one. That's why you want it on this side, away from the corner. Start in the corner. This one's going to be a little, get in, of course. Got it right in. And then the end of the wire, where it goes the very end on each side, I bend the wire in a little bit before I start. Otherwise that wire can be sticking out a little bit. You'll have trouble later. So anyway, that's that for that. They have these caliper spreaders on Amazon. You can find them. It's like scissors kind of. And what I'll do is I'll use those to hold the clips in. Little sneaky trick there. And then this slides into here. And you got to tip it back, which is always tricky. Get it to go in. Slide it all the way up. That way you kind of get the rubber on both sides. And I don't get that perfect either. I don't even try. See, now this is in. So I got to put the screw in there. Well, this side's... Put the screw in the bottom, one in the top. And we'll get onto the felt channel. And this one here I usually put in ahead of time. And I'll put this one on. We're not putting new ones of these on. I'll put this on the window first, on the bay window. It's like the Rabbit. It goes like that. They're all the same. Vanagon, Rabbit. It's just a little different. Every single one of them is a little bit different. And but they're all the same. And I just slide these 4 clips in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 here. That makes sense. They just pop in place. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Then I'll slide this guy in, the felt. It's a little tricky to get in with one hand. Oh, that looks better. Yep, definitely better. All right, so I've just slide the glass up in place, even though I don't have the felt in yet. Just throw something in there to keep it from falling down. Then I just fished this thing up in there and got it in there. I think I do that before I put the felt in. I think you have to have this out to get the lock in or something like that. So that's why they have that thing come out of there. I don't know. Everything's got an order. So that's got to be done ahead of time. Now we're going to get the felt in. So I'll fish that down in here. Once I'll take the glass back down, fish it down in here, put it in place up on the top first, start in the corner up here, work my way down. And then the bottom part, if I think I remember right, I glue it in the bottom. And then this is all held in by clips in the top. So it's pretty simple, but all right. Well, I put the 2 screws down here. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't work, if it's too tight, I take baby powder and get it all in the felt. And sometimes the felt gets sticky inside, but this one here usually is the one that's doing that, and it's old, so. Oh. That thing seems to work great. Goes all the way up, down, nice and easy. Put the handle on, I guess, for now. Throw that guy on there. It's going to get a new door panel. It's got all that stuff getting done. He's going to do that at home. So he just didn't know how to assemble the doors. This rubber here on this one was in really good shape. And they had another one that wasn't Wolfsburg Weston. I'll show you what I'm talking about the clips. So if you look here, Let's see if I can get you guys up a little close so you can see. If you look here, the one on this one here, oh God, this one is Wolfsburg West, okay? All right, you see how it's got that pronounced thing there? Now look at this one here is some, I don't know, these other ones they make out there. And you see how those clips look more, this one, the one from Wolfsburg West will stay in place. This one here will pop out over and over. It's like you never get them in. And the German ones are even more, I don't know, that's pretty close to the German one on the right here. But every once in a while I get one that this part isn't made quite as well, even from Wolfsburg West, but maybe they've changed their molds. But that's why it's worth it, you guys. It's not just the quality of the rubber, it's the hardware that goes with it. So it's worth it to get the Wolfsburg West stuff, guys, most of the time. West Coast Metric too also has great stuff. I don't know if you can see this, but we'll show you the other side. This seems to be pushed in right here and right there, kind of. So let's look at the other side. See, this one's like more straight across, and down here more straight across, and then it kind of slowly bends. The other one's like really pushed in right here and here. So that's part of the reason why the regulator won't fit. I mean, plus you got to bend the regulator. It's a lot of work just to get that thing on there. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can, maybe not. This is a bend that's supposed to be there. This little bend here. It just looks like kind of low a little bit in that spot right there. And it's low like right in here. And this is supposed to go almost kind of straighter across and then slowly bend that way. Well, after fighting with it off camera for a good solid 2 hours probably, that's where we're at. And I mean, it's underneath here, but up here in the corner it's sticking out, and I think it'll work still. I can't get it to be all the way in, not on this thing. It's just a little bit bent. It's not even that far bent. It's just, these things have to be absolutely perfect, or that thing's not going to fit in there. So, I don't know. Will it work? I don't know. We'll just see. Try to make it work with what we got. And that's the way it is. Alright, I've literally spent like an hour getting this thing in. These are slow going. You got to put in the thick side first. This thick side, you have to put that in first, and then you lip over the low side. So like right here, you do this side, and then you do this side. But then over here, you do this side, and then you do this side. So the thick side first, this side, and then you hook it in here in the middle, okay? And then put that in, That's your lineup, and go that direction, and go this direction, and then you hook in down, then you put the bottom end down here, and you go that direction, and then you kind of meet in the middle. Otherwise, you keep going, you start over here, and you start going down, and it'll be like way too long or way too short. So you have to start at the end, and then work your way to the middle. It looks like you got it pretty good. If it's uneven at all, it's not going to work. So you're going to have to just pull it back out. Usually pull out the thick side again, pull out the thin side, pull out the thick side, and then put the thick side in first really good, and then put the thin side in. And just take a little screwdriver and just lip it over. It takes a long time to do. And then the mirror has to be, or the rivet has to be out on all of them, really. The Volkswagens, you should have the rivet out, and then do it like this. So now I got to put the other one. This thing was broken. I knew that already, and I wasn't going to deal with it. So this one here, I've got to put this in. I got this right. Oh, got the other way. That. That in. Well, actually, I need to put this rubber in first. It's easier to do with the thing out. Put the next one in. All right, I'll put that in. I'll bring you back in. I'm not going to have you watch that whole thing. All right, so I put the inside one on first, and I'm not filming all this because, like I said, it's just too slow going. And then I did the inside one first, and then I did the outside one, and then trying to look up with the glare and all that, even with the reading glass, I can't see anything. Trying to get these clips in. So I got them in there to hold it in. And over here, there's a little bend tab. And up here, there's a bend tab you can bend over. I mean, the glass holds it in once it gets in place, but the little bend tab goes all the way, wraps around. And I use my little hook, and where it is, I use that one right here. You can get it pretty good. He doesn't get it all the way bent over, but anyway, that's all right. Yeah, okay, that's twisted. It'll straighten out once it gets stuff in there. So anyway, we'll see if we can get the. I don't know. I got to get the glass in. Ooh, I should have done that before now. It is going to be tough to get in here with this thing. Okay, well, that's one thing you do. You make a mistake on this, and boy, do you ever pay, because you got to take everything back apart again if it doesn't fit. That's Volkswagens. All right, you can see here, after a good long fight to get this glass in the groove, of course it's not easy to do. Had to kind of push it in at an angle and then get it in this side in the groove. You don't really need to glue that in place because it ain't going anywhere. It's always going to have glass in it. So anyway, pain in the ass. This side was pain in the ass, the other side was easy. But look here, you got this bracket. Obviously, it's just a hair off. I mean, it's not much. Okay, that bracket's welded just a little bit too high. Or this thing's supposed to be a little bit higher, this where the screws are. So now you have to elongate something to make it work. These are the type of things you got to do to every part on these cars now. You guys, oh, well, they should make it better. Well, they just don't. So I guess that should be, those spot welds could be taken off and then move this bracket up a little bit and then re-spot weld it. That ain't gonna happen. So I don't know which to elongate. Should I just grind off the bottom edge of this thing a little bit where it goes to the bracket, or should I just make the holes a little bit bigger? Because if you don't have two screws in there and it goes up, it's going to go sideways and it's going to wear this thing out like real quick. So you've got to have both the screws in it. Just saying, these are the types of things you got to deal with every single car. All right, and it's all over the place. So I'm just gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Grind off I'll probably just slide this up, which I don't want to take the glass back out again to do it. I have to do it in place. So I'm just gonna maybe take some off of that section so it'll go down a little bit further. Just take some off of that. If I can do it with my, use a cutoff wheel, maybe I can get in there, get that off, clean it up. That seemed to do it. Got it on there now. Nice and flush. Tighten it up. Other way. All right, let's see how it does. I'm not confident. Well, I have to use a good window crank here. It seems to go up fairly easy. Let's see. Checking the window channel. It's all of a sudden getting tight right there. It's just stopping. I gotta figure out what that is. If I crank on it harder than that, it's gonna break something. So there's issues here. Could be, I might need to put the proper screw in here. It might be hitting that. I mean, everything has to be exactly right, you guys. There's no room for error. I had to use a longer screw on that one just to get it to start because the thing's just a little bit bent. It's really not much. So I'm just telling you, everything has to be perfect. There isn't any, was that it? Holy crap, that was it. It was hitting that into that screw, the thing was. So it works. Goes up and down. Well, it goes up. Now she's locking up on something else. I think it's that thing that my fear was. It's hitting something right there. Well, let's see how it goes now. Anything better? I don't know. It still seems to go up pretty easily. It's a little hard right there. And it's going down. You gotta kind of help it a little. Doesn't feel like it's hitting anything. Oh, gotta get the handle on here right. There it goes. It did it on its own that time. I think I just need some baby powder on it now. Looks like they're just a little stiff. There, it just kind of gets a little bit. Just don't roll it up all the way. That's fine. Just need to go up, you know. I think it's actually, let me mess with this channel a little bit back here. You know, just roll it up part way. It's fine. You don't need to go all the way up. Just force it up when you gotta, you know, wash it or something. Oh, it's getting stuck here. I'm sure it doesn't have anything to do with the quality of the regulator. Yep, there it goes. Yeah, the regulator's a piece of junk. It's not strong enough for this thing. I feel like it's the cable stretching. It's just a regulator. Yep. Parts, guys. There you go. It's like well, regulator's no good. Parts quality. It's awesome. I'll take this off. We'll slide it up and down, see how if it has any binding spots. All right, you guys tell me. That regulator should be able to push that up and down, no problem. There's no binding spots in it. Yep. Junk parts. There you go. Volkswagens of the day. Look at that. That thing works great. I don't think I could put baby powder on it and have it work any better than that. All right. Wash the glass and call it good, I guess. I don't know. All right, so that took a little while to get out. I had to take this thing back out again, of course, using my special tool. If I didn't have that, I don't know how I would get this done without those that tool right there. That's my brake tool. So this one here is a Brazilian one, and they're good. Okay, apparently. Well, the old German ones were probably better. It used to be Brazilian was the junk, right? But not now. We got some other thing here. This one here, whatever that one is. Let's see. Classic line. That's the one that I would not buy. What's that mean? Classic line China? I'm going to guess. I don't know, but it certainly didn't work. And these are already tough to put in. So now I got to go through the whole process again of bending this thing to fit. And maybe, well, the other one went on better than this one. It didn't have that conflict. We had to grind off the thing on the other side. Well, let's see if it is on this one. Don't know until we get it on. Right, it certainly is a lot more buttery than it was. It was getting hung up. I think it was just what's going on inside the window regulator. This one here seems to be going up and down good. It's not perfect. And of course I damaged it trying to put it together. Just one thing you can do, I mean, just trying to get this felt in that groove when you can't get your hands in there, you can't see, trying to push it in with a screwdriver, and look what happened. A little cut in here, and I don't even know how it happened. I was pushing in with a screwdriver over here. Probably this stuff isn't the greatest quality, who knows. So, you know, if you're expecting everything to be like perfect, you know, you put brand new rubber in and you think, oh my god, everything's gonna be perfect. It's probably not going to happen, just so you know. You'll be fortunate enough to have a window that goes up and down. And if you want to watch the other guy's video who gets it perfect every time, which I know there isn't one, because I'm sure most people have the same issues as what I'm having. The quality of the parts is only so good. I mean, the Wolfsburg West stuff is definitely way better than the other, but it's not perfect. So what I'm going to do is I got some this stuff here works amazing. I swear by this Mega Black stuff. Mega Black, it's better than the Permatex 100-fold. You guys that haven't tried it, I'll put a little bit on the seam of that crack. Let's roll the window and wipe it smooth, and I'm going to let that dry overnight. Won't touch it at all, and I bet you anything that will not crack again. Believe it or not. It'll probably last longer than the damn rubber. Anyway, that's it for this, guys. I think you can see that these are definitely not easy. Nothing to do on Volkswagen doors. They're all done the same way. They're all difficult to do. And usually what I end up doing is, if I get done and it's a little bit draggy going up and down, is I'll take, and this one's pretty good, so I'm going to leave it alone. I'll take baby powder and fill the cracks with baby powder, because what happens is this stuff here gets like a little bit of a coating of asphalt on it, because it's, I don't know, it has sort of a, I guess it's sort of an oil-based product that's on here, and the baby powder goes in there and stays on that area. You can't see it when it's gone, and even when you wash it and everything, and it just dries out that outer layer of the rubber where they get sticky, and then it just keeps it from, but I do it on these too. I do it on everything, but this one here I don't want to do that right now, because obviously we had to fix a little area. I didn't even notice it. I didn't even see it happen. Nothing, and just looked at it. Oh, where did that come from? You know, it's just like you're focused on trying to get the thing in the groove using a screwdriver down inside there. It's the only way you can do it, and have a light down here shining upward so I can see. You can't see down there. You got everything in there, trying to look for it, trying to get it to make sure it's not twisted in the groove. It's got to go in there nice and straight, and they don't want to. They want to go in crooked. Put the glass in, the glass is going up between the, doesn't go in the groove correctly. And then finally, you put the glass in like this way, and put that end in first, and then you'll see this end here will kind of line up with here, because this only goes down to right here, okay? And you'll see it line up a little bit there, and then you push it up. That's when you know you got it. But yeah, it literally, the first time I did it, it took me 45 minutes just to get the glass in the groove, just messing around with this thing. And the second time it took me half an hour just messing with that thing to try and get the thing straight and get the glass in the groove. It took me half an hour just to put the glass, to slide the glass up. So it does take a lot of time to do these doors. There's no way to say, oh yeah, hey, you can do it without damaging them. You can do it without scratching my paint. You can do it without, no, You're probably going to scratch the paint. You're probably going to have to touch it up. You're probably going to have, you know, that's normal stuff on things like this. So if you figure it isn't, then maybe you're just a little unrealistic on Volkswagens. That's the life of Volkswagens. You have to deal with the struggles and all that other stuff, because parts are not correct. They're not the same as the original ones. You've got, you know, everything has to be machined and surfaced and fit, you know, because nothing fits correct. And, You know, then you're fighting all that in addition to something that's very tight tolerance. So you're going to end up with issues. You just got to get good at touching up. That's what I say. I don't know, maybe someone else has a better comment to make on that one. But good luck with it if you are that person who thinks you can get it all right every time. Because that's definitely not me and not most of us that watch the channel. All right, I will talk to you in the next one. Please like and share and subscribe.